All right. Excuse me. Here it is Monday again. You guys are already here. Thanks. Hi, Shaz. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Terry. Um, yeah, I've had the weirdest week, you guys. Ugh. I wish I could tell you I did something productive or I have something awesome to show you, and none of the above is true. Um, it's terribly, terribly hot here. You guys, well, right now it's 91, but I think it's over 100. I mean, honestly, it's so blistering ass hot. I just walked out to the mailbox. I thought this should be illegal. It's nonsense out there, and it's going to be this way all week. So I'm just going to be bitching, pissing, moaning, sitting inside. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Barbara. And I've only gotten 2 ATCs this week, which is really weird. So I better be getting some in. I mean, we've had good participation. If we didn't get any, it would still be fine. But people have told me they're in the mail, and I don't know if it's my mail people. I don't know. I don't know. But like Faithful she sent hers ages ago. I just got them today. I'm gonna see if there was a date on here anywhere. Yeah, it's smudged, so I can't see. But I swear these have been in the mail for like 2 weeks. So now I'm wondering, do I hold up the swap because the post office is messed up? I don't know. Over 100 there, Barbara. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, and I don't know. But the truth is, this is not unfamiliar in Oklahoma. We have hot, hot, hot weather, and we've had not that much, so I shouldn't be complaining, but I'm going to complain anyway because it's my DNA, man. Hi, Sharon. So I thought today I'd work in out of a Soldo design book. Terry did this painting once before. I was going to do it before, and then for whatever reason changed my mind. I'm going to give people a chance to come on in before I show the ATCs, but this is the one I'm going to do, and my layout's a little different. She did 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she did long and narrow 5. I did a square 4x4, so no big deal. But I've had this sitting here for, I don't know, weeks and weeks, and I finally decided you're either going to do it today or you're not going to do it at all. You're going to throw it away. So I'm doing it today. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with this book, it's Kate Rebecca Leach. She did another abstract watercolor one. This one's mixed media. Both of her books are really, really good, you guys. If you just want to play without any expectation, I want to do this one too with the circles. Terry, doesn't that look cool? But yeah, all of her stuff, you just look at it and think, dang, I could do that. I could try that. So that's one of the reasons I like her work. I also like her colors. She has a knack for colors like nobody else, I think. Did I say hi, Lisa? Hi, CB. Welcome back from Maryland. Hope you had fun there. I can't believe Xander didn't go. When you said Z wasn't there, I was a little bit surprised. And these here she's done with crackle paste. I don't have official crackle paste, but there is a crackle paste you can make with like school glue and water, I think. And I might try that. I might try and find that recipe again so we could do like a crackle art piece. Looks very tedious, but when it's done, it looks way cool. I think this, oh, Faithful, you're going to be happy. Your stuff came today. But I think this would be cool as like a border with a quote or something, probably snark in my case, in it. But yeah, I just like all of her stuff. It's very doable. Sometimes she uses color combinations that you just think, what the heck? And in this particular book, she does stamp carving. She's really into her life drawing classes. Yeah, I've been watching her post stuff, so I knew that, but I figured she could take a little break to come see you because I would make it all about me. Hi, Linda. Give Tim a hug. But yeah, I'm not paid to promote her stuff. Actually, Patty Tolley Parrish is the one who introduced me to her, and I have to say I've not been disappointed, not one time. So Yeah, this is the one I did the last time, and it was fun, and it came out good. I don't know where it is. I probably stuck it in a portfolio somewhere. That's what I do. I finish my art and then I stick it in a portfolio. I never see it again. There you go. But, just something simple like that. It looks cool. This would be a good one to do and then punch the circles out of and reuse it. So I'll probably do that and then probably put this book away. Like this color scheme, I think that is just gorgeous. And this crap camera that I bought, I'm going to use it for a few weeks, but color depiction is horrible. Like this snark thing that I have, I mean, that's kind of close to what the colors are, but they're not nearly as vibrant. Like this thing will jump out at the table at you. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to get another camera, but I isolated my problem and I can fix it now. So that's good. And I already have the other camera picked out. So now it's just a matter of me going, okay, I'll spend the money. I love this color scheme too. This one's really cool. Hey, Kat. So, and Dee Dee won't be here today. She's off playing with Sam, which I'm a little jealous, but it's okay. I like this. Yeah, so her books are very inspirational. Make you get out your products and use them. And so, yeah, if you kind of like this sort of stuff, a Soldo design, Kate Rebecca Leach. But yeah, this is the one I'm going to do today. And I'm not going to carve the stamps. I originally thought, well, I'll carve the stamps. But then I thought, you have carved stamps that you don't ever use. Hi, Cake. So I dug out some of the ones that I've carved in the past. And certainly one of those are going to work, right? I think. So we're going to try it. So let me grab my mail here. Linda and Tim were kind enough to send me a very sweet thank you. I don't think I showed this last week. I might not have put it away. But yeah, it was thank you for enriching our lives and loving Tim. And I do love Tim. Who wouldn't love Tim, Linda? So that was really nice. And then she sent me a bunch of little ephemera to use. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to use some of this. There's a lobster loose. Maybe that's a crab, but in my world, it's a lobster. Hi, Kathleen. Yeah, and I love this bee. Makes me think of that thing Dee Dee did. But yeah, you guys find the coolest ephemera. So I'll find a way to use some of that. Excuse me. And then, oh, this is so cute. And then I'll show the ATCs. I can't remember who else. I think it was Leona. And I don't think Belinda's here yet. It was a pretty flutterby, wasn't it? Belinda Smith. She didn't send cards for the swap, but she did make me a Jimmy ATC. And there is Uncle Sam on the back, which I love. Hi, Bossy Butt. So thanks for my Jimmy card. And I think Leona sent me some Jimmy cards too. So I have Jimmy cards now. And I think next week, I've been doing some studying, and I think next week I may paint a portrait of little Jimmy. James Bond. So thank you, Belinda. That was really thoughtful. And he's a piece of work, that one. Hi, Missy. Yeah, he is a piece of work. I feel bad, you guys. He hasn't gone outside this morning. And I'm wondering if, because last night I was in a hurry and I was coming in from outside. And when I opened the door, he ran out and I shut the door on him. I don't think I hurt him. He's been running around and he seems to be fine. But now I'm wondering if I've made him afraid of the door. And you want to hear what else? That little pissant. Oh, this cat. I think I told you guys that I don't want him outside and I couldn't get my screen doors. And this has been like a 2-month-long project. So I decided to go ahead and put a mini split in my utility room that will cool both the utility room and the breezeway, because it's always not had climate control out there, which was fine with me. Well, I went to all the trouble. Robert's grandson came and put in the mini split, and I spent a ton more money than I thought I was going to. But that's okay. I don't mind paying Nathan. But anyway, so the first couple days, he wouldn't go out there. And I thought it was because there was so much work going on when he was putting it in that he was just a little skittish about going out there. By Friday, he still was not wanting to go out there. That little pissant does not like the cold air blowing on him. So when the air conditioner is running, he won't go out there, or he'll lay on the floor. He won't get up in his bed. I've gone to all this trouble to try and solve this problem, and here I am, back where I started, only poorer. So I don't know what to even say. I don't even know what to say. And this first set of ATCs are from Pam Jimerson. We have a lot of Pams, so I don't know which are which. Oh, look at Terry. She's falling off her chair laughing at me. I was just like, when I finally figured out it's the air conditioning. So you know what I did? I opened all the windows back up, turned the air conditioner off, and it's 100 freaking degrees out there for the damn cat. Now this morning he won't go out there because I shut the door on him, I guess. I don't know. But these, Pam, are very, very cool. Let me show them to you guys. She had to do them with a Cricut or something like that because they're cut out so precisely and so awesomely. Cats don't forget things. They hold grudges. I know, but if the cat knew what I'd done for him. Oh, hi, Carrie. You extending your birthday weekend? Cool. So yeah, she did, I think, 6 cards. And they're all, much the same design, but the back, the stars and stuff are a little bit different. Layout's a little bit different. But these are really well done and nice. Really well done. Hi, Beth. So yeah, Pam, I'm glad you played with us. These are very cool, and they're kind of embossed. You can tell that they've been stamped. They're very cool. Very cool. So thanks for playing with us. I'm scared to tear this tape off, that I'm going to tear something. And that was just part of the packaging, but here we go. Yep. Peeled it right off there, and I didn't wreck anything, which is always really cool. So yeah, one of you may be getting those. And then the next ones I have not even seen yet. They came in the mail today. I had just gone out and checked the mail minutes before I walked in here. So these are from Faith. Faith, your envelope was very fun. And my favorite thing, as crazy as I am, my favorite thing was the very cool postage you put on. I've not seen some of that postage. So she put like a whole bunch, of postage on there. And I was just like, oh, I've never seen that postage before. That's going in my book. Because at the end of the day, you guys, it is all about me. So, but the envelope was very fun. Oh, and then she put hers inside her return address envelope. She wrote a quick note. Thank you for hosting. Don't freak out when you see my address. It's public. Well, it's a post office box, but she lives in Fort Knox. I wanted to go over and check and see if all that damn gold is still over there. I wish I could go see if all the gold is still there. Oh, Faithful, these are awesome. These are very cool. She did collage. Look at these. They're vintage cars. That's on the envelope as well. Vintage cars, little cutouts of people, an eagle, forever stamps. I love that. You haven't seen a gold bar yet? Damn it. Well, you need to go over there and figure out how to get to see those bad boys. So there's a 1961 Pontiac Tempest, 4-cylinder, 1949 Cadillac. Look at this. This is like 250 years of history. Yeah, I do too. I like the collage. I like the forever stamps. There's some plants on it, but everybody got a bird and a person and stamps. These are cool, Faithful. 1947 Kaiser, usually slab-sided styling. 1949 Buick. I'm going to show these to Robert because he'll love these old cars. It's a 1940 Oldsmobile. Boy, have cars changed. Put this next to a Cybertruck now. Hi, Dorothy. You have a 57 Chevy? Oh, man, Robert would love that. This is a 1946 Studebaker. I'm making it all about the cars because as soon as I saw the vintage cars, I was like, Robert will love that. But, oh, Faith, these are awesome. And you were worried. You knucklehead. Kaisers were made like tanks. Yeah, they look like it. Hi, Janet. Haven't seen you around in a while. Other Janet. So that's all I've gotten so far, you guys. But I mean, we've got like 20 or 25, probably up to 25 people. And I'm expecting at least 5 more entries just from people who have told me they're in the mail and stuff like that. Missy said hers were in the mail. Today's the 27th. So that's 28, 29, 30, 31. That's 4 days that they can get here. And I don't know. Did I say hi, Sharon? I think I did. It is going to be a good trade, Keeks. Yeah, and I think I'm going to wait maybe a day or two because I think part of the delay, honestly, is my post office. I literally think they sort my first class mail once a week, and that's it. The rest of the week, it's all junk, pre-sorted first class crap that I walk all the way to the mailbox, get it, walk all the way back, and then put in the trash immediately. And then I think, I wish they'd quit cutting down trees for me to make my trash more. And before we start on the project, let me read out of a couple of times I've forgotten, but I'm trying really hard not to. Out of the official dictionary of sarcasm, which Keeks was so kind to send me. You're jealous because I get to keep one of all of them? Yeah, well, you just sit there and be jealous. And I think, honestly, I can't say this with certainty, but I'm almost certain that everybody will get 6 back. So you're going to get a bonus, CB. Why don't you sit over there and cry a little bit? All right. Here's chicken conspiracy, and the first word is chicken. Tough luck, kiddo. I'm grabbing that book for my daughter's boyfriend. You should so much because it's so good. If he's sarcastic or snarky, yeah, it is a good book. Chicken, domestic fowl, should not be confused with the frightening alien subspecies that you will get if you order chicken at any restaurant with a drive-thru. Sadly, that's true unless you go to Chick-fil-A, in which their chicken is so delicious. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. I don't have a Chick-fil-A around here, so my life sucks. But Dee Dee's probably there right now eating like a pig. Chief, a word used by men to address other men whom they secretly disdain. It is a word that on the surface appears to indicate a level of respect and camaraderie, but is really almost he men can muster when meeting that one friend of a friend who actually makes a living teaching Elizabethan poetry. That's who you would call chief for sure. Childish. Oh no. If this sounds like me, please don't say anything, okay? Because I pretty much already get it. Childish. Or CB. A word that has a negative connotation to stuck-up people who don't think farts or laughing milk through your nose is funny. See, I told you. I told you. Children. Miniature versions of yourself who are hell-bent on leaving you half mad and penniless. Isn't that the truth? But then sometimes they grow up and get successful and tell you, you got nothing to worry about. And then you go, yeah, I raised that little loser. Chivalry. Considerate behavior that a man completely abandons right after as many dates as it takes to get a woman into bed. Yeah, sadly, that's probably true too. Chocolate. Substance used as a peace offering as many times as needed to make up for the chivalry that ended right after you got her into bed. Choke, an action that only the thought of endlessly protracted legal proceedings keeps you from carrying out on your boss. There you go. Don't choke them, man. They'll get you. Hi, Christina. All right, next week we go to here. I like this part of the show. And I do not cheat. I do not read ahead. I make myself wait just like I make you guys wait. So, yeah. And again, I'm going to do something that might resemble this, except that mine is a 4 by 4 inch square. But I do like her color scheme, so I might replicate that. I'm thinking. So anyway, I don't need the book for this necessarily. And I have been doing daily Zentangles on my 50-day challenge. And that's what I was just going to say is I'm going to use the Mission Gold paints because I have them out because I've been painting these and I'm using the Mission Gold paints. And rather than get out others, I just thought, I'll just use this. So yeah, this is the 50-day challenge and it's by Ivy's. Oh, cat, I forgot. Ivy's something corner. I can look it up real quick. It's on Instagram. And you guys, this has been really fun. There's like almost no pressure to get it done. The tangles that she's been using are all really simple. You can watch her draw them. I don't like this one, but I don't think I did good on that one. So I can get it because as soon as I press search on Instagram, she comes up because every day I search for whatever tangle it is that day. Ivy's with an S, Ivy's _corner_arts. And yeah, she's the one who's hosting the 50-day swap. And I think there's only, thank you, Kat. Replicate or copycat, please. Same thing to me. Yeah. I've enjoyed it. I have to say, it's just something little that I do every day, but as it's been building, I'm really glad. And I'm glad I didn't take Dee Dee's suggestions. I will almost always take Dee Dee's suggestions. She wanted me to cut each little piece out and then post it on Instagram and then put it all back together on black paper like a puzzle. I kind of like watching it grow like this. So yeah, I'm going to color the lines black when I'm all done. But yeah, so far it's been really fun. And if you like tangling or just doodling or learning something new, thank you, Devin. Yeah, I would say go over to Ivy's Corner and you could catch up really easy. We're just over halfway done now. But in 2 days' time with little effort, I think you could probably catch up and have a cool thing such as that. Now, what am I going to do with it when I'm done? I don't know. I might cover a box with it. You just never know. I've been getting a hankering to make another box. All right, I'm just going to put this on this nasty ass cutting mat. Hopefully it won't buckle and get all warped and everything. Yeah, so. Hi, Asa. Your coloring is amazing, Asa. I don't know how you get your skin. Why don't you explain to the women in chat because I want to know. How do you get your colors so evenly on the page and that the blending, you cannot see the blending at all? But I know it's there because the girls are blushing a little bit. You have some mad skills, girl. Seriously, mad skills. Not even hosing you. And I was really mad at myself when I broke this palette and this lid comes off. But now I've gotten used to it and I'm really glad I busted it. All right, and here's the cheat sheet. She used shades of blue, so I think I'm going to do the same. I don't know if I don't really want to use the indigo because it's dark. But I like this cerulean blue. And it's so close to cobalt, I don't necessarily want to do that. And I love the peacock blue. And then I've got a small pan of Prussian. Let me see what she used. You use pan, okay. Pan pastels and then Prismacolors. Man, your blending is amazing. I mean, there is no hint of it. It looks like she used like a peacock or a cerulean and maybe a Prussian. All right, we can do one of those. I'm definitely using peacock. What I was wondering is, do I want to do blue and green? My favorite color is shades of blue. Me too, Beth. I am just blue. Blue, blue, blue. Everything blue. You can do blue, everything. All right, I think I'm going to do, let's do 2 shades of blue. What the heck? Because I'm not going to look at the book again. Okay, and before I get, well, while it's drying, I guess I can show you the hand-carved stamps and we can pick them out. So I do have some clean water. Put the cheat sheet away. I'll use a silver black velvet. These are my dress-up paint or brushes. I love them. Hi, Zen Jen. Well, you're going to get some of them, Jen. All right, probably what I want to do is I'll put little puddles of this because I'm definitely using peacock. I need to check my stash of this and see if I've still got plenty. I know some of the tubes I am running pretty low on. Let's do the Prussian. Which one is it? I've changed how they're laid out here. So look at that. First grab. These are kind of sticky. I'm not sure what the binder in Mission Gold is. But whatever it is, it's sticky, so there might be some little bit of honey in there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do wet on wet so that it will handle the palette. Yeah, it looks pretty messy, doesn't it? These actually are some of my very favorite paints. I do love the Mission Gold. I got them ages and ages ago. And I have to say, I really, really like them. I'll probably do 1 row at a time. And I should get out clean water for this, but who cares? Who cares? And I wish I could tell you there was lots of fun stuff going on here. The city buttholes went home. It was really crowded this weekend, and it was hot. But I guess people just come to the lake because it is hot. But I wish they'd just stay home where they have air conditioning. They have air conditioning here too. That's the problem. But yeah. And then part of the reason my week last week was just so funky and so weird was my neighbor, my very closest neighbor. I don't mean close proximity. I mean close. Just we were pretty close. Passed away suddenly. And I have to say, I have been so funky all week. Her daughter came and my heart was broken for her, but my heart was also broken for me. And then I actually got a little bit angry, just going, how could you leave us? How could you do that to us? You know, like I took it personally. I didn't realize how much, how much I don't want to say depend on her because I didn't really depend on her for anything other than, you know, somebody to yak with and know what was going on or bitch about. She called me to bitch more than I called her to bitch. So, but last night when the fireworks went off, again. These people don't know when to stop. They don't know when to stop. Anyway, fireworks going off last night, and poor Jimmy just hates the fireworks. He hates them. And I know we would have been talking today saying, what the hell is wrong with these people? Can somebody stop them? Because her dog's also freaked out. So, yeah, every time I hear a firework now, that's going to pop into my head. But her daughter was an only child. And, of course, Nikki wasn't married. And fun woman. She retired from Walmart. She'd been district manager. She managed all the Walmarts in Texas, was her final job. And Robert's daughter was in the same position, only for Sam's Club. So anyway, I'm heartbroken for her daughter, who has nobody now. So I just guess I'm going to adopt Taylor, because Taylor doesn't have a mother anymore. So yeah, it was Highview. So I'm heartbroken. We're both heartbroken. And I'm going to help her. She's going to try and keep this house across the street from me. And I know all the people around here. So yeah, I'm going to try and help her manage this property long distance. Shouldn't be much to do. She's got 13 acres, so there's a certain amount of upkeep in that. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll play it by ear. I don't like unexpected deaths. Of course, nobody does, but this was so out of the blue. Yeah, I don't know. Really messed me up. Hi, Belinda. I showed your Jimmy card. And did I say hi, View? Were you at Dee Dee's this morning, View? I don't think I saw you. Oops. I meant to put that on here, and I put it right on the page. What a dope I am. Oh, well. It's all right. We'll spread it out over a couple squares. Yeah, so I had a really funky week. Really funky week. I think this week we'll be back to normal. I'm going to go to Joplin, I think, on Thursday. And yeah, I'll be doing something every day. Not because I want to, mind you. It's one of those weeks where I don't have a choice. I'll have to put on regular clothes and act like I like people. You were in the clouds? Okay, well, as long as you were somewhere having fun, I'm good. So yeah. Yeah, I like these color choices. I think I'm putting it on a little bit darker than maybe she did, and I'm definitely using more water. That's okay. As it starts drying, I will try and get some hard water marks into it. And I'm watching this crazy camera. I think I'm going to have to order a new one sooner rather than later, because just the color depiction alone is annoying to me. So yeah, the color depiction on here is just horrible. It's stinky, very stinky. And then when I guess it's staying wet enough, I can just do these last two. I don't have to do it a row at a time. And I'm pretty sure, because I taped this off a long time ago, and it's just been sitting waiting for me to get back to it. I'm pretty sure I'm working on bee paper. That's usually my go-to. And then if I want to do a nicer one, I'll get out the what does View call it? Dee Dee said it on her stream this morning. The gourmet paper. I'll get out the gourmet paper, which in my case would be Arches, but it truly is the best watercolor paper. So, but yeah, otherwise I didn't do much. One day I was just helping poor Taylor. Yeah. And then they had her service down in her father's hometown, so it was too far for me to go. But yeah, all that's already done. It's just like boom. Oops, let me move up where I'm at least on the camera, right? That's the reason I'm here. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here by myself doing more of nothing. I am learning. I think I told you guys this. I don't know, but I'll say it again. I've been watching some videos because I've never really painted fur in watercolor, even though I've been watercoloring a while now. But I started watching some videos about doing cat fur. And so I think next week, after I've, maybe practiced a little bit more, it did not stay wet. I think I'm going to do that page that Dee Dee sent and do a Jimmy portrait next week. Now I think I need to wet these again. They're not wet enough. We'll see how confident I feel about my cat fur painting skills. Because it's definitely not like painting or using colored pencil. Oh, that's dark. We got definitely enough pigment there. I got over in that one a little bit. I don't care if I do that. I was just thinking, I was wondering if I should add some. That one definitely will have a hard watermark there if I don't do something pretty quick. Hopefully when I'm done, you won't notice. Probably done with that. And if I had to tell you, I would not call the Mission Gold paint student grade. They're not priced like artist grade, but for behavior, I would say they behave very much like a artist grade paint. I like them very much, very, very much. Yeah, I'm glad I received the card of Jimmy too because he's so cute. So cute of a boy. He knows he's cute of a boy. He is a piece of work, that cat. Deciding after all the trouble I went to get him air conditioning that he doesn't really like it. Butthead. I'm trying to make him a little darker on the edges. So it looks like the stamp inside is maybe framed a little bit. What did I do? Oh, there. So what did I do with that little pan? This is definitely bee paper. I can tell by how that it's behaving. Definitely bee paper. And remember, watercolor always dries lighter than what it appears while it's wet. But I want some variation. Let me see. Napkin up here. Yeah, see, that totally sunk in quickly. I'm going to quit messing with it here in a minute. CB's sitting over there going, don't get, what do you say? I go overboard. Hard to believe, I know, but what can a girl say? Carried away. Oh, geez. No, wait. All right, look who's arrived. All right, you want to come over here? Let me get my leg crossed so you can sit down. I have not seen this worthless cat all morning. Now that the camera's on, so I think I'll come check out, see what my mom's doing. Can you say hi, Jimmy? Or do you just want to sit right there? You just want to be right there. Come on, you need to come on my lap, or I'm going to throw you on the floor. Look at him. Yeah, no, I think I'll just sit here. Thanks, Mom. Jimmy Cam. Look at him. And he likes paint water. I have to watch him if I have paint water out. Jimmy, this is not where you're going to hang out, you little fat cat. He does like that soft food that come in the tubes that you squeeze up. Oh, man, does he love that stuff. All right, come on, Jimmy. Come on. You need to come over and sit on your mama. Come on. Right here. Come on. He's not liking this. Look at it. He's fighting me. Now, if I put my arm around him, he'll probably bite me. Okay? Now, you can stay for as long as you don't make me mad. As soon as you make me mad, I'm going to throw your ass outside. That's the problem with being a cat in my house, Jimmy. Just saying. He says, I like this paint stuff. Can we play? You want to play? Oh, boy. Yeah, it is a complete contrast to Dee Dee's white clouds. Your Majesty, no kidding. I need to get him a crown. All right. Let's drop some water in these ones that are still wet and see if we can get some hard water marks. If it's already dry, you're probably not going to get hard water marks. And see, like these, they're already dry. No. You don't mess with the paints. Can you hear him? Never seen these before. How come I've never seen these before? I want to play with these. How come you're holding out on me? Boy, you, Mom, you suck. He might like them because if they have honey in them, they're going to taste good. But I don't know what the pigment will do to him. All right, Jimmy McJimmy. We've had enough of your cat shenanigans. Got it? Mwah. I kiss him a lot, but I'm not sure he likes it. But I don't care. That's one of the problems with being my cat. There's not a lot of caring going on a lot around here. All right, we're going to use that as our background. Now, in the book, she carved the stamps. And I have some already carved that are not exactly like that, which I didn't necessarily want mine exactly like hers. And I'm not sure how the size is going to work. It's a love-hate relationship. Beth, it truly is a love relationship, but I treat everybody equally badly. So, yeah. All right, he's had enough of my nonsense. He's gone, I'm out of here. You are nothing but a pain in my neck. He's gone. He might be back, but you never know. All right, these are the hand-stamped erasers that I have. This is just a circle that I put on a cork. This is an eraser that I thought, hey, I could stamp with that. These are also erasers that if you're a Zentangler, there's a Zentangle that is just lines drawn through things, and I carved both of those with just the lines. I don't know if you can see, but they do make a really cool design. Here's this, and I'd like to show you samples, but I didn't stamp them out. I know, Belinda. Yeah, now he'll sleep anywhere. He doesn't care. But he doesn't like the air conditioner, Belinda. So, yeah, God. This is just his stamp that I had, but it's got a lot of dark background. I don't think I'll use that one. Some of these are carved on both sides. So this is a circle one that it looks like I didn't finish carving. That one, I don't know. That's kind of a funky flower. We can stamp that one and see. This one, they're real simple designs, but I think that would be good. This is a Zentangle called Knightsbridge. This other circle one, which was kind of going to be like this, which might be pretty cool. But I'm kind of leaning toward, and I don't want to get out the stuff to carve anymore. I'm thinking maybe these two. This one might be good too. I've narrowed it down to those three. You guys decide what you like. All right, you like the funky flower one? Funky flower one. Yeah, funky flower could be good. A leaf would also be good. Let me think if I have a leaf that I could alter. Well, the star, all right, here. We need a caca piece of paper. Caca paper. Let's stamp. And that is just those magic rub erasers, the white erasers. They make great carving material. So that one's not bad. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Okay. So with the funky flower, let me stamp this and just see. Because they'll be about the same size. Because what I was thinking was I want the size to be of the design to be somewhat the same. That one's a cool design. I think I like this one a lot too. Because keep in mind, I'm going to doodle in these. So those two. I think this one's pretty cool too. The funky flower has some issues. Just saying. I don't know that I like that one. You want just a big circle. And I don't know where this came from. I really don't. But I remember gluing it onto this cork thinking, man, that's a good handle. This one I'm going to get my hands a mess, but that's okay. Doesn't look like I've ever even stamped this. I just put it in my stamped stuff. Oh, that makes a nice image. You like the one above the ink pad. This one, the Knightsbridge one, this is a fun design to draw, actually, Joyce. Just make a checkerboard with curvy lines and use funky colors on it. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that for this. I hadn't really given it much thought. I just thought, oh, I have hand-carved stamps. I can certainly find something I can use. Blue, the star on the other end of the cork. That would be a really good idea, Beth, except that the star, well, it probably would be okay. I'm going to say the star is slightly bigger than the cork, but you're right. That would be a good thing. I might end up doing that. All right. All right. There is all the possibilities stamped out. And just for the hell of it, I want to stamp one of these. This bigger one, it might be better if I, of course, they would stamp a little bit better if I had a cushion underneath, but I wasn't going to go to all that trouble. And this stamp pad might need some extra juice. This would be best if I did it in color. Black, they're not going to be that good. And obviously none of them are perfect. Yeah, I would definitely need a pad underneath that one. But yeah, that's a cool design. I like that. All right, so those are our choices. I'm kind of inclined to go with Guess Who's Back. Don't be drinking my paint water. Peacock Blue has cat poison in it. Okay? He said, God, you never let me do anything I want to do. I'm not kidding you. Look at him. You never let me do my stuff. Why do you have to be so awful? Why do you have to move my lights? All right, here, I have to make a decision. I'm kind of inclined to go with, I like the funky flower. Let me look at the book again. He's just out of the camera smelling everything. Yeah, see, she used the squares. So I've got to think about what of the designs will be good to draw around on top of something like that. So I'm kind of inclined, no, that blue also has cat poison in it. I don't know if that's true. I'm just lying to him. You like the one with the triangles? That one actually, I'm partial to that one too. And it's carved very nicely. So there's that. Look at him. Can you see him? Oh, now watch. I'll put it over here. See if he'll come get it. Jimmy show. Here, I'll put all these in where you going to come get them, Jimmy? Look at him. Bottom right. You like this one? The one with the stars? Okay, we're going to go with mini triangles. And everything is his. Everything is his. Okay, so we're going with mini triangles. And this one actually might work out pretty good with keep the triangle kind of feel going on, because this one will be good to doodle around. I think we're going to go with the triangle theme. This is it. I think that's what we're going to go. Yep. Is this fun stuff, Jimmy? It's been here the whole time, and I've never let you play with it. Oh, now he's batting it all over. That's going to end up somewhere. Come here. No, that is not a cat toy. Okay, it's gone. Jimmy, that's not a cat toy. Oh, bring it back over this way. Good boy. Jimmy, you're a piece of work. You want to go outside? Can I bribe you? Jimmy, McJimmy? Okay, now he's like, okay, what else can I get into over here? Okay, Jimmy McJimmy. He's not letting me stream, Robert.
It's what?
He's not letting me stream.
He's not.
No.
Why?
He's being bad boy. He's
You
into.
have to give him a talking to.
I'm not sure it'll help, honestly. He knows at the end of the day he's going to do exactly what he wants to do and nothing else. Ugh.
Okay.
Oh, great, Momo. I'm glad you got your stuff. All right, Jimmy. I'm sorry, you guys. This is what it's like living with a black cat. All right, Jimmy. I'm going to move you. You're not going to like it, but I'm going to move you. Come on. Come on. Oh, let me move this first. I can't believe I'm fighting with a damn cat to get my stream done. Get out of here. If you could entice him out into the breezeway, that would be awesome.
Do what?
Get him outside.
Oh.
I'm going to hit this with a heat gun really quick. Well, Beth, he doesn't get on the kitchen counters, and he has learned not to get on the kitchen counters. But every other surface in the house, it's fair game.
Yeah.
I should have been probably a little bit more strict, but here we are.
You want me to set him down?
No, as long as he stays over there, he's not going to like the noise of this heat gun. I don't think. Watch. Yeah, he got down. Go see if he wants to go outside, Robert. If you would, please. Thank you.
Let him go out
Out in the breezeway. Make sure the front and back doors are closed, though. Jimmy is the perfect cat. Yeah. Well, he is very typical of cats, I think. All right. This was, for the most part, pretty dry. I just didn't want, there was a damp spot right there. I think it's okay now. I don't know if he went out or not, but I know how to get rid of him. Heat gun. All right. Now, I guess the next question I want to ask is, do I want to stamp this in black? I think I do, because if I need to darken them, I can do it with a dark pen. So, yeah, I think I do want to stamp them in black. And I'm pretty sure, I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure she alternated. Yeah, she did. Which designs were where. So now, another thing I have to decide now is, do I want to keep all the designs going in the same direction, or do I think I will alternate them? So even though they're the same stamp, they'll look different. Anti-cat tool, right, Cat? Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so this one will be, I'll try and get it centered. We'll see how well I do. So I didn't get it centered. That's okay. All right, and then this next one, I'm going to do the up and down way. Hopefully I'll get this one centered better. Ugh. All right, that's better.
The cat's out in the
Breezeway. Okay, thank you.
Huh?
Thank you. That will make it easier for me doing this.
He's outside.
Okay. And if they don't stamp good, which stamps never stamp well on watercolor paper, I can go back in and darken them. So that'll be cool. You've got thunder up there, Devin. Well, it sounds like British Columbia needs some thunder and rain. Aren't they having horrible forest fires there? Marguerite's been sending me videos of the fires in BC, and I knew they were having them in the eastern part of Canada, but I didn't realize they were that bad in the west. Okay, now this one, let's see. When it's stamped, it looks like this. So do I go up and down? Because it's going to look the same. Or do I want to do it sideways? Oh my God, there's so many decisions. Nautical flags, yeah, right, Devin. You've had too much rain so much rain. And see, that was us in the spring, Bossy. We had so much rain. It was just endless. And now it's completely dry and hot as hell. I did finally go ahead and turn on my sprinklers, which I always wait until the very last minute to do. But yeah, I couldn't let the grass just suffer. So yeah, I'm doing upside down. Yeah. Not very well centered, but who cares? That means this one will be this way. You haven't had rain for weeks. Everywhere is parched. There's a hose pipe ban. Yeah, you've had a pretty strange summer over there, Dorothy, with the heat, and it's just crazy. But we are definitely back in a more seasonable pattern with the heat in July. Yeah, definitely more seasonable here now. Doesn't mean I'm not going to complain about it, because I am. Because I can. These are crazy precise for hand-carved stamps. Well, now, Bossy, keep in mind, they're all straight lines. So, yeah, this one I need to shave off some of that corner, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, when all you have to do is cut out a straight line and then dig out the eraser, easy to get precision. All right, let's see what the cat did to the camera. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Devin, they're not hard. Use a ruler, a metal ruler. That's why this one came out so good. I'm pretty sure I just used a metal ruler. The angles are all perfectly pointed. Well, I have a T-square too, Bossy. Yeah, it's good to be me. I like these patterns too. I'm glad I thought of my hand-carved stamps, because I was going, well, do I want to hand carve some, or what do I want to do? Now I'm going to get out, I think, I'm going to use the mica gold and a white pen. I did finally use up my first Panda Fly white pen, and you guys, I used every drop of ink. I'm not kidding. Like, usually I throw a white pen away with half the barrel still full because it just turns into a piece of crap. I used every drop of ink in this. So Panda Fly pens, the boss. All right, so I'm going to use mica, white, and then I guess I could add some blue, or if I decide to, I could also add, use the Langau pens. Thanks, Belinda. I might use this. This is a fine liner that Starla was kind enough to send me. I have a little bit of trouble controlling it, so I may end up getting the jar out. You know what? I'm just not even going to be a butthead about it. I'm going to get the jar out. Oops. And use my dot tools, because my stamps, oh, come on, don't be a pain, are so precise, according to Bossy. I could use precision tools. Duh. All right. Look at Kat getting those links pronto. You're the bomb, man. You're the bomb. Okay. Now, it looks like she did darken these corners so that her doodles would stand out. And I might go ahead and do that same thing, but I might use the Langau pens instead. So let me pick out. I'm not going to use the gold pen, I don't think. Let's see which of the Langau pens. 76 would be good for the darker of the blue. And I still absolutely love these pens. What did I say, 76? Yep, I said 76. Still use them virtually every day on something. I'm digging in here all the time. There's only one dark blue one left, so it's got to be that one. Ah, that's 77. I want 76. The one I use for Bible journaling every day. Okay, so that'll be the dark blue. And then the light blue, no, that's not good. All right. Peacock blue, I don't have a reasonable facsimile of that. So my options are come close and be okay with that, or use the watercolor. And I don't really want to use the watercolor because I don't want to get it wet again. So I'm going to come up with a reasonable facsimile and it'll be fine. Sometimes you just got to settle for what you got. You use yours a lot too, Bossy. They are honestly. And if you bought the whole set, you've got such an enormous selection of colors. Hi, Joanne. All right, so let's go ahead. Like this one being dark, I don't think I have to worry. But let's just start down here. Go ahead and color in. Now, this has gone from abstract watercolor to mixed media. If I was a purist, I would have gone ahead and gotten the paper wet again, but I don't want to spend the time drawing and waiting. Or I would have built it into the design from the very beginning, which I kind of tried to do, but not really. Or if I did, I failed. I don't think you're even going to notice, though, to be honest. They don't have to be perfect. So I'm excited to switch out the ATCs for you guys. Well, we've got about 5 more days for the cards to come in. And then I'll wait and see. If I think I should be expecting more, or just go ahead and do it pronto for you people who are good about getting your stuff in promptly. You know what I mean? These Pandafly pen, or these Langau pens, I have not had one of them present a problem for me. I mean, when I want them to write, they're juicy. They dry quickly, but if you want, and the girl who Dee Dee originally saw using them, she used them with a water brush and treated them kind of like watercolor. And they stay moist for long enough that if you do want to spread them with a water brush, they're awesome that way. But even if you just put them down full strength, they dry pretty quickly. You know, like you don't have to sit and wait around or anything. By the time I get back to the top, those will be dry enough to work on top of. So, but you do, you know, just like watercolor or any other moist medium, you do have to kind of be mindful that you don't get your hand in it while it's still wet, because you will smear them. And I know that because I've done it, because I'm famous for it. And I will still whine about it every time. I've given no thought to what we're going to eat tonight. That's always fun. Always makes for a real good meal. Like I said, it's been a funky week. Just more funk going on in my world. I think I'll get back to normal this week. All the neighbors are gone. Yeah, everything should be pretty much back to normal. Well, it's not going to be normal because we've got stuff to do almost every day. I think Wednesday's the only day we don't have something that we have to do. So You use them with water brush in your coloring books? Yeah. Yeah, that's the way I would use them too. All right, let's see if this blue. Ugh. It's on there. We're committed. Now, if I wanted to right now, I probably could wet that and pick it up if I didn't like it. So that's another nice thing, is you can test your colors, and if they're just not what you're thinking, pick them up, go on to something else. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. I think it's okay because I'm going to draw a line around these corners so that you won't see the watercolor right next to the Langau. So that's cool. That'll be cool. What else fun has happened around here? Great grandson got baptized yesterday. That's about it. You guys probably, you're going to try it when you get back from vacation. Cool, Lisa. Where are you going on vacation? Because I'm nosy and I need to know everything about everybody. I hope you're going somewhere fun or somewhere relaxing, I guess. Even if it's in the woods camping, that would be a good thing. That would be the best thing for me. Get away from all the city buttholes. I might have to go to the city on the weekends because all the city buttholes come here. And really, since July 4th, it has been a freaking madhouse around here. Your birthday is Saturday, leaving Wednesday for Florida. Oh, you lucky dog. Have fun. I've only been to Florida one time, and I was sick the whole time I was there, but it didn't really stop me from doing the things I wanted to do. I drove down, well, it was on my birthday. I drove down to Key West, and I was sick as a dog. Oh, I was sick. Jim went down there for business meeting, and I went with him, and I was sick as a freaking dog. And we were staying in Fort Lauderdale, right on the beach. It was gorgeous. Good location to be able to go out and pretty much get anywhere. We'd already been to Orlando, so I got to go to Disney World, and I loved Epcot Center. And Florida is a great place. The beaches in Florida are just so gorgeous. The interior I wasn't that impressed with, but the beaches and of course Disney World is impressive just because it's like nowhere else on the planet. And it was November when we were there, so the weather was just gorgeous coming from Colorado where it was cold as hell, and go down there and you could be in a swimsuit on the beach. And I was younger then, so I actually could do that. Yeah. Enjoy Florida. It is beautiful. Now, where Tina lives, she lives on a lake down there, and she has alligators and funky water birds. And I think it would be fun to see, But I'm not sure I want alligators in my backyard, you know? I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World. I went to Disneyland and I was younger. I had to be, well, I was still dating Jim Clark. So I had to be younger than 24. And we went out there for Thanksgiving. We left Colorado in absolutely the worst snowstorm ever. And got into sunny, beautiful California. It was like going to a different planet. But yeah, would I go to Disneyland again today? No, I wouldn't. I would go to Epcot Center again, but I would not go to Disneyland with the rides and all that. Nah, I don't have any interest in doing any of that, frankly. But still, I'm glad I got to see it. All right, I think on the darker color, I'm going to go ahead and use the white. I love a new white pen. Who doesn't love a new white pen? Trying to make them as smooth as possible. Of course, none of my corner shapes are going to be the same, but that's okay too. Not going to worry about that. This one I didn't paint a shape on because it was already dark. Look at how nice and smooth that pen writes. I love a product that acts and behaves like it's supposed to. Doesn't create its own headaches. Oh, headaches, that reminds me. This morning at Dee Dee's, I don't get up outrageously early. I just kind of wake up, try and get a cup of coffee down me and get to Dee Dee's. And this morning, when I got to Dee Dee's and opened chat, it was like my eyes were pixelating. Like there were parts of words and letters missing. And I thought, what the hell is this? I don't think I've ever had that before. It was very weird. And Terry had asked me, well, what are you going to do today? And I thought, well, if my eyes don't straighten up, I'm going to be going to the eye doctor. I won't be doing anything. It was the weirdest thing. And it lasted for about between 30 minutes and an hour, I would guess. Don't know what it was. So I went online and I typed in eyesight pixelating, you know, and they said, and I've had kind of a headache for a couple days. I know it's there, but it's not bugging me real bad. And they said that is a form of migraine. I don't think I've ever had, well, I had one migraine when I was a teenager and we were camping. I remember clearly. But I'm not prone to headaches. I don't have headaches. I don't, it's just weird. Okay, Devin saying, sounds like a silent migraine. Yeah, that's what I read on the internet. And I thought, well, when did this start? Because it wasn't painful. I mean, I wasn't just sitting here going, oh my God, my head, I can't do this. It was just weird. Parts of words were missing. And I thought, well, I won't be able to art if I don't get this figured out, So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, really. Because, okay, I am going to use that gold pen. I think. Yeah, I think I am. Well, no. Okay, hang on. I like the mica gold better than I like the panda. I like the panda fly gold pen, but it's not as brilliant as this mica paint. So let's go with this. And I think I'm going to go with the big circle. So yeah, I thought that was really weird this morning. I'm going to pay attention and see if I have that crazy stuff going on again. It was just weird. And I think it's Starla. Starla has migraines. They sound absolutely horrible. And I do remember the one from when I was a kid that I just laid on the couch and cried. And my dad kept saying, "We need to take her into the hospital. We need to take her into the hospital." And I'd be like, "Nah, she'll be okay. Let me get a wet rag for her head." And sure enough, lasted a couple hours and Starla just came in. I was just talking about migraines, Starla, and I know you have them. You suffer with them. I have had one. Well, and it's self-diagnosed, so there you go. But it was absolutely the most painful headache I've ever had. But I was like, I'm going to say like 14, 15 maybe. Never had another one. Never have had really headaches until this morning when the parts of the words disappeared. And I thought, this is really weird. Of course, and then the internet. Oh, you guys, you probably shouldn't look up stuff on the internet. Because right after migraine it might be indicative of a mini stroke or something like that. And I'm going, well, I don't have any other symptoms other than parts of the letters are missing. So I don't think it was a mini stroke or anything like that. But that's the kind of crap you don't want to be hearing about. Migraines come in many forms. I get stomach migraines before head migraines. They start with nausea. Yeah, well, I don't know. And I thought, well, I slept really good last night. I mean, I don't have any reason to be having this other than the stress of the week, which I will say this week has been incredibly stressful. But yeah, just weird. But I'm glad it went away so I could stream today, and hopefully it never happens again. And someday I'll get on stream and talk about it. That one day, just parts of words were missing. And I kept blinking and rubbing my eyes and thinking, what the heck? All right. All right, now I have to figure out how I want to decorate these crazy things. If I want them darker, I probably need to darken them before I start doing crap on top of them. But I got to dry that gold first. I think I will. Oops, I think I'll use the gold. Well, do I want to do that or not? I'm so indecisive. Yeah, I'm good now. Could be a sign of cataracts. SP told me to come back if words start to go wacky. Okay. I can't remember if the eye doctor said I had the beginning of cataracts. I have self-diagnosed myself with cataracts because lights at night get really funky for me. Like headlights on cars. I'm going to go over these white circles with gold circles, you guys, because I love the gold so much. So yeah, I'm redoing what I already did. But yeah, their lights at night have really started bugging me, but I don't go anywhere at night, so I'm not even worried about that. And if I have to, I'll get this surgery. I don't have a problem getting cataract surgery. I just soon they stay out of my eyes, to be honest. But I wouldn't mind getting the cataract surgery because I think it's so down pat now. Um, it's not dangerous. And I know a ton of people who have had it. So um, Robert's actually had lenses put in his eyes, but he still has to wear glasses. I don't know. I'll just wait and see. I don't get too freaked out about things. And as a rule, I don't mind getting things checked out, you know? I had to, for a few years, CSP once a year to check the progress. Yeah, I think that's pretty standard protocol, Joanne. So we'll just wait and see. I'm not going to get all freaked out about it or run to the doctor today. If it happens too often, I'll go back. But when did I have my glasses made, you guys? It hasn't been that long. 4 or 5 months, maybe? And my eyes were fine. So unless something happened quickly, I should be good to go. Getting old is just so weird. You think about things differently. Dorothy had cataract surgery. Yeah, it's a pretty common surgery now, so that you don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, I'm going to hit this with a heat gun real quick so I don't smear that gold. Because cleaning up the smeared gold on top of watercolor can kind of be a pain in the neck. Just saying. So let me just hit it real quick. It dries fast. True that, Joanne. And I honestly, I don't sit around and wish that I was a spring chicken anymore. I'm totally comfortable with my age. I just don't like the weird things you have to think about as you age, like some symptoms when you're a young person, you just blow off, just whatever. But as you get older, I think you look at the symptoms that you're having differently, because, and I'm sure it has to do with you got fewer years left than you have ahead of you. And so everything is a little bit different. Don't worry about it. All right. But yeah, I'm really actually pretty comfortable with my age and the changes that come with age. I'm glad I'm a lot more mellow, believe it or not, than I was when I was younger. I used to be a freaking maniac, I think. Um, I like being comfortable in my environment. I don't feel the need to always go, go, go. Like a day at home sounds like heaven to me. And I always said that when I worked, God, if I could just have a day at home where if I wanted to lay down and take a nap, I could do that. So yeah, I think I've settled into that just perfectly, is being at home with a day ahead of me with absolutely no plans is actually heaven on earth to me. As long as I've got good snacks and iced coffee, heaven. Doesn't get any better than that. And see, my grandmother, and she lived to be 103. She was a person go, 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 go all the time. Joined organizations, went out to lunch all the time, played bridge. I mean, she was just go, 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 go. I would not live that life for anything. But in a small town, I guess that's what you do. Yeah, no, not me. Join the Rotary? No, not going to happen. My circles are horrible, you guys. Oh my God. I know you won't notice it when I'm done, but right now, this is bad news. They're irregular, whatever. Maybe if my eyes were still wonky, I could blame that. And if I was really concerned about it, I could get out a template and make a perfect circle. So I need to shut up, quit whining. All right, let's see what kind of circles or dots we can make with the white pen. I don't really want to get out. Okay, no, I'll leave it. See how well it shows up. Pen, I've been bragging on you. Don't be letting me down now. Do I want to do all the way around? I don't know. This is the part that I like the best, doing abstract kind of watercolor stuff. I like doing the doodles and drawing on it the best. Okay, and I'm going to try and do not necessarily a pattern, but some of them are going to have to be the same, but kind of do them a little bit differently. Pen's working perfectly, just like it should be. Oh well, guess it doesn't really matter. Nobody's going to study it that closely, are they? All right, now what do I want to do in this one? So far, I have not drawn on the stamped areas, and I may not. And again, the white will stay a little wet for a while, so try not to get your hands in it and smear it until it has a few seconds to dry itself out. This camera, the space that the camera films on this one is different than my old one. So if I get off screen, I'm really, really sorry. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Okay, I want some more gold on here. Oops, let me get some fresh paint up in the lid. Carrie, did you do another one that you've already posted? You crazy freak of a woman, you're so fast. I can hardly wait to see your prompt art. Oops, I forgot the white one there. I'm wondering if I should get, I won't. Get the bigger dot tool out. If I had this all planned out, I could have done all the gold circles at once, but I have no plan going in. So that's why I have to go back and forth, because I'm just kind of building on it as I go. Okay, and I want some more gold. Okay, I think I know what I'll do here. Hopefully they're dry enough. Ugh. Hang on, I'm going to have to turn this, or I am going to get my hands in wet ink. Because I know me. And I'm sure by now, all of you guys have seen the mica gold. So, and probably have ordered it and probably love it as much as I do. But if I didn't have it, I would order it today. I haven't ordered anything for a while. I've got an order outstanding right now, but it's all for just stuff that isn't fun. So I hate it when I don't have fun stuff to order. When I'm doing this, you can definitely tell when they're not centered. You like using Meeden paints? I like the Paul Rubens. I don't have any Meedens. But I do like the Paul Rubens. I have the kind of glittery set. And I have to say, I've been really happy with them. I don't use them much because I'm not a glittery girl. But I think their paints are very high quality. And I watched a video. I told you guys I've been researching painting cat fur. And I watched, she very good painter. I wish I could remember her name so I could tell you guys, but she does a lot of watercolor tutorials, and I've watched her before. And she always has really good ideas for techniques, you know, how to make cat fur look like cat fur, whatever. God, I wish I could remember her name. I'll look it up when I do the cat painting so I can tell you guys. But anyway, in one of her tutorials, because most of the professional watercolorists on YouTube use, oil pastels, not paints. Anyway, they use professional grade paints, most of them. But I saw this girl, I think her name was Lisa something. Anyway, saw her, and she was using Crayola paints and did the most amazing cat painting using Crayola. And I've always said that, you know, that you can get a really good painting with Crayola paints. Their pigment and everything is really good. Bye, Joanne. I got to do something on these now. But she said, if you're going to splurge on anything, getting into watercolor, and I've heard this from other professional watercolorists, get yourself good paints or good paper. Always paint on good paper. Well, I paint on B paper, and I think it's adequate. You know, I don't need something fancy for something like this that I'm doing. But I will agree with her that you can get very good, adequate paintings with less expensive watercolor. You really can. And she did a cat that I would have said, I'm impressed. I'm very, very impressed. Now I'm wanting to do something else on these. I'm going to call them bow ties. Because I don't want to do too much more. I mean, I don't want to goober it up, but I want something else. So I'm thinking I might take the white pen, because you can see most of the stuff pretty easy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with a heat gun so I don't move any of that gold paint. It'll only take a sec. That gold does dry really quickly. I don't need this tape down anymore. I'm going to take the edge tape off and take it off this board. It'll be easier to work with, I think. I always like tearing the tape off the edge. Makes it look so cool. But I've only got one other thing that I'm really planning on doing, so I might end early today, which is good because I have no idea what we're eating. I've got to plan that, figure it out. All right. Don't think, okay, no, I was going to do this. Do dots on one side and see if I could do a decent straight line on the other side. If you have trouble with your hand shaking and you can't draw a straight line, just slow down. Sometimes I do just the opposite. I speed up so my brain doesn't have a chance to tell me you're shaking. But slow down and you'll have better success. Not that those are so perfect, but they're okay. I'm going to do something more in these too, but I'm not sure what yet. If you have any suggestions, put it in chat, and I'll check chat here in just a minute. It was fun having Boo at Dee Dee's this morning. She's such a quiet, soft-spoken little thing, but her page came out awesome. Thanks, Bossy. Did you find the Crayola coloring book? I did not, Joyce. Actually, I hate to admit it, but I haven't looked. Well, and I haven't been in a store. And I haven't been in a Dollar Tree. I think you said it was at Dollar Tree, didn't you? Or Dollar General, one or the other. But anyway, I have not been in a Dollar Tree in 8 years. I don't know. Just one day I decided, you know what? I'm not going in that Chinese warehouse anymore. And I've stuck to it. So yeah, tell me where it is and I'll look for it. But I would like to see all the flags and everything. I'm not sure. I want to do something else in this. And I think I will darken. Okay, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Let's see. I think I do want the black parts of this. I'll do it here. That's a problem with stamping on watercolor paper. And I won't do this on stream because it'll just be a headache for you guys. But I'll do one so you can see when I darken up these images. And then depending, I may put some white or gold on it. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how I feel. And I think I did one drawing in the Doodle Bible last week. Can't remember what it was, but it seems like I did one. I didn't art much last week because it was just crazy week. I'm ready for a quiet, normal week, actually. That'll be next week. Yeah, I think I want these stamped images darker. So, doesn't that look better when that stamped image is more crisp? Yeah, Sam's work was good. She's very talented, yeah. And her sewing is amazing, you know, like the stuff that she makes. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I think all of them will be a little bit better when I crispen up these images. And then maybe my brain will say, okay, now go ahead and do this or this, you know, put a white dot in them or whatever. Of course, my images are so much different than hers, but I'm glad I got to use my carved stamps because I don't hardly ever use them. I'm not even sure why I did them. I'm sure I had a reason when I make them. Kind of like when I cut a stencil, I usually cut a stencil for a specific reason, not because I want it in my stash. I want it for a specific reason. After I just told you I'm not going to make you sit through this, I'm just going to do one of each so you can see when the image is nice and crisp, how much better the whole thing will look. And I guess it wouldn't be too late. Let's say for whatever reason, I didn't like the background of any of these squares. I think I could go in right now. This pen is permanent. Let it dry real good, and I could go in and alter the backgrounds if I wanted to. So I don't think I'm going to, because it's not that big a damn deal. But yeah, I think I could right now. If I wanted some darker blue in there or something, I think I could get away with that. One thing, one of those watercolor artists that I watched painting cats this week in anticipation of doing Jimmy. One of the girls was really good about fixing mistakes, scrubbing and picking up paint. It was really good. And I have to say, I learned from her. I mean, I'm fairly good at it, but it's always a headache. I'd rather not make the mistake to begin with, whatever. But she made it look so easy and so perfect. It was just like, yeah, you can paint like a pig and go back and clean it up later, which is what I do with all my stuff, Goes haywire, you can clean it up later. But yeah, she had some really good techniques for erasing watercolor. And it's stuff I'd seen before, but she was using a different kind of brush. And yeah, she was very, very good. All right, there we go. Yeah, see, I like them a little bit crisper. I would like to see you make a stamp sometime with those sharp lines and corners. Okay, Lisa. Yeah, I can do that. It's not that big a deal. I don't know. I think a lot of people get freaked out by X-Acto knives. I do a lot of stuff with an X-Acto knife that I think most people don't. I do have carving tools, but for something like this, I would get a straight line that I want as crisp could be. I would, yeah, I use X-Acto. But I used it in my work. So to me, they're not dangerous tools. Now I want to add some more to this one, honestly, you could start doodling at this point and just doodle. But I'm thinking I want something more on this. I try not to leave my caps off my pens, but here we are. If I start drawing on the stamped image, then I'm committed. Well, I guess I could, hell, I could blacken over it. What's the matter with me? Let's go ahead and just do this. Because I'm not sure on some of the lighter places that the white is actually jumping out. So let's just do a line of white here. Yeah, I like that. Like it. I will do that. And I probably, do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? All right, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and put I wasn't sure if I wanted more, but here we are. And the thing is, if I look at this and go, oh, no, that's just too much. Can't do that. I just take the black pen, black them out. What the hell? Okay, now I've decided I'm going to go balls to the wall, crazy woman here. Missed a dot on the bottom row. Is that Terry Brett? Look at Terry Brett catches my mistakes every time. I love her. Thanks, Terry. Thanks. All right. Now let's do this. Because we can. Oop, I need some fresh paint. You go, girl. I've decided just go now, bossy. I'm all in. All in. Now they're really going to look like, what would you do with it? Oh, Terry, I can't imagine what I would do without you. Who would I send naked cowboy pictures to? You're the only one who truly appreciates a naked cowboy, much like myself. But if you want to get on the Naked Cowboy mailing list, you can email me at, I'm kidding. Yeah, poor Terry. I find a naked cowboy. That's going to Terry Brett. That girl gonna love that. Okay, yeah, I'm going balls to the wall with that, pretty much. All right, now the next best part. Feeling like ancient art message from Atlantis. CB wants some. Okay, CB, get ready, because I saw some last night that were hunka. All right, I must have cut these off. Let's go ahead and take these off, because this is my favorite part, is when you tape off the squares. I saw another really cool thing. I'm going to either buy or make a hexagon stamp or stencil, just a hexagon shape. And I saw the coolest thing. And I looked up the hexagon stamps on Amazon. They want like a lot of money for those. And I'm not going to use a ton of them. So I don't know. I need to get out of my cheapskate ways and just order one so I could do the art. But isn't it cool when you take the tape off? Another thing I could do, and I probably will now that I'm looking at this. I like it. But I think I could do some dots along the edges. Would also be very cool. Small gold ones. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Am I getting carried away, CB? Let's just try it. Why not? I mean, the thing is, it's only paper, and if I want, I can start from scratch and do the whole thing all over again. I'm going to use the smaller of the dot tools, but this gold looks really good on this dark blue. So let's go ahead. And I'm sitting here doing this like I'm going to have all the time in the world to finish this. And this week I'm really not, but whatever, we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Give me something to do. CB's going, stop already, damn it, I told you. These dot tools are the best thing ever. It is starting to look a little medieval. Not yet. I like the dots. I like the dots too. So I'm going to do the darker blue in the gold dots. Because now that I can see the white, I think it can handle it a little bit. Yeah, I think so. And then on this one, of course, some of these are pretty light. Well, you know what else I could? Well, no, I've got to make a choice. Because I was going to say, I'm wondering if I should use black on the lighter, because this one is very dark. The white's going to show up awesome. On this one, the white isn't going to show up that good. You can kind of see where I've done the dots there. So I'm wondering, let me see if I've got a good dot pen here. That one's not bad. I'd like a little bit fatter nib. Let me see. There's this one. Maybe this one. I don't know where I got these Arteza pens. I must have ordered them. I don't know if somebody recommended them or what. But they're another one of those supplies that I kind of have a love-hate relationship. They're permanent. They're like a Sharpie, but with a finer nib. But I don't think the black is really black. So, all right, here we go. One nice thing though, they dry immediately, so you don't have to worry about dragging your hand through them. Yeah, I like that. They almost look like postage stamps at this point, you know? But I do like this one. I really like this one. And if I do this again, I will do the backgrounds, I think, a little bit darker. And they do look darker in real life than they do on the camera. Let me see if this is going to spread. Because I wouldn't mind using these Arteza pens up. I'm just not a fan. But for something like this, yeah, they're fine. Trash them out all day long if you want. Goofed up that a little bit. That's okay. If I didn't have one goof up, then it wouldn't be a regular normal stream, you know? Hope Tina got her internet back. Poor Tina didn't have internet at Dee Dee's this morning. Storm went through Florida, knocked out her internet. I told Dee Dee if I was Tina, I would check into getting Starlink. She has more internet problems than anybody I know. We used to have terrible internet out here, but now that they put fiber optics in with Bolt, oh my God, I have the best internet anywhere, anytime, as a rule. Never down. If it is, they write you messages profusely, apologizing and telling you we're doing everything we can to get your service restored. Like, they're insane. Same thing with the power company. Remember when I told you guys we were out? Our power was out during the night a week or so ago. And it was weird because there was no storm. There was no reason for it. Well, it was a few days before I checked my emails. Oh my God, they had sent me like 3 emails saying, we're doing everything we can. Please be patient with us. Like, they were profusely apologizing in the middle of the night. It's like, you guys, you don't have to do that. I pretty much understand you're a public utility and you might have a little blip in the meter here and there. I wasn't happy, but I get it. So I have to say, we have unbelievable customer service and quality of service out here in the middle of nowhere. So you'd think Tina could get it. It looks native. Yeah, it kind of does, Starla. I didn't intend for it to be that way, but yeah, that's kind of what's happening is now let me think. I did this in the point. Okay, so it would be a dot here. Just making sure that I'm keeping my pattern somewhat consistent. I love the way the white against the black looks. Another thing is I could add white around that. Can't really see it on that one, but you'll see it better on this one. And the circles with the dot tool are pretty perfect. And they leave like a little lip. Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I like that I did too, that they're not all the same basic thing, but a little different. Kind of breaks up the monotony of the the stamps that are basically very plain. I mean, I don't know what I've done with some of my other um, carved stamps, because I do remember I did a stream with Courtney where now Courtney might have taken hers home, but I got thinking, I don't know where that stamp that I carved that day went to. I've not seen it since the day I carved it, I don't think. I might have thrown it away. I might have looked at it and thought, you are never going to use this. Don't let it take up space in your world. But I have some others. I just don't know what I've done with them. They might be up in the stamp carving box too. I don't know. I do like carving stamps, though, I have to say. I think the hardest part is just getting the detail, like doing something like this that's really simple, straight lines, useful for a project. But I mean, they've made acrylic stamps so damn cheap. Why would I sit and carve something? I can get online and find everything I could ever want for about $5. Thank you, Chinese goofballs. That's another love-hate relationship. I love getting the cheap crap, but I hate everything being made in China. Yeah, see, the darkening the image definitely helps. So, yeah, that's what what I'm talking about. All right, now what did I do with this one? And I colored it in. I did the gold. I'm going to do the gold last, but I did white too. Okay, I did the alternate. So if there were dots, I did the solid line. And then on the inside, I did the dots. Okay. I think I got it.
Are you drawing?
Look at, I did get my hand in that little gold, but that's okay. I'm going to hold off on the gold. I think at this point, probably what I need to do is go ahead and blacken all the stamps so that when I get the gold paint out, I can go ahead and just do the rest of them. So, but I feel like I'm just absolutely torturing you guys doing this. So if you leave, I get it, because this is not the most exciting thing in the world. Or if there's something you guys want to see, I could show something and put it aside till later. You guys tell me what you want. Or if you want to end early, we can do that too. Whatever. I don't care. This is kind of cool, though. I'm glad I went ahead and did this. Sometime in the coming up future, I'm definitely going to do that project in the book where you punch out the circles out of your watercolor. I think that looks very cool. And I don't know what I'll end up doing, if I'll mount them on black cardstock or what. But yeah, I want to do that because I just think it's cool. Same thing with that hexagon punch. I need to order one. Got quiet in here. But yeah, I need to darken all these up so that I'm not opening and closing, and yeah, that's got to be the next step. No worries, bossy butt. We'll talk to you later. I'm going to go ahead. If you guys want to stay, that's fine. I'm not going to be here too much longer. And I can tell Robert's getting restless. So might have to put us in the car and go grab something to eat tonight. We haven't been anywhere in a few days. But I can tell he's a little restless right now. And it's not uncommon at this time of day, where he's been cooped up in the house, that he starts going a little stir crazy. And that's when trouble is going to happen if I'm not watching him. He'll come up with some great idea to fill up his time. And I'm probably not going to like it. The problem with, I was just sitting here thinking about putting us in the car and taking us to go get something to eat. I wish we had good places. That's my biggest problem with eating out. I don't like any place. I don't want to go sit in a restaurant. I don't like fast food, or at least any of the places that are around here, which is still 25 miles away. Yeah. Bitch, 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 bitch. Girl, do you ever get tired of bitching about everything? No, as a matter of fact, I don't. A little mom and pop restaurant just down the street would be awesome. Why can't I have that? Where I could call ahead and say, could you fix me up a hamburger and I'll be down in 15 minutes to pick it up? Be awesome. We're not that lucky. And you know what I miss, you guys? I miss all the videos of the international travelers. That was so much fun when they were here experiencing America and food. And I have to say, I loved every minute of those videos. I love that they were here having a good time. I love that Americans were actually welcoming and, really treated them good and were generous. So I wish we could do that every year. Invite a bunch of people from all over the world and have people sign up to host them, and say, you want to see Oklahoma? Come stay with me for a week or two. Or I could do Oklahoma and Texas and Kansas or something, like a region where when you're here, you get to see. That's a bad part of the country, but you can't take mine out at the same time. Take the trash out. I got to go over and get the neighbor's trash can. Her daughter left it out before she left town. So I got to drive it. Well, I got to drive the golf cart over and make sure the trash can gets put away. And then she won't need trash service anymore. Ugh, every time I think of that, it just makes me sad. But I know, like everything else, after the shock wears off, it'll just be part of normal life, but I don't have to like it. I don't even mind the places where the stamp didn't stamp perfectly, like where I got little dings down here. That doesn't even bother me. Usually that'll make me throw the whole page away, but on this, I don't mind it. Glad I got this pen out. If I wreck the nib, I don't care. As weird as it sounds, tuna fish sounds really good to me. I haven't made tuna fish in forever. But for Robert, that's not dinner. That's a snack. And the reason I haven't switched over to a pen with a bigger nib, you guys, is because I've got those tiny points that I want to keep pointing. Flying geese, yep. That's exactly what it is, flying geese. And it is a quilt pattern. I don't know if I ever made a quilt out of that pattern, but it's a simple one. Just cut the squares and sew them together. All my quilts, and I hadn't made a lot, mind you, but all my quilts got ruined when my basement flooded. And I've never made another one since. I mean, some are out there that I gave as gifts to the grandkids and stuff like that, but the quilts I'd made for me, yeah, they got ruined. So just don't do it anymore. But I love quilts, and I still have a lot, that didn't get, but not ones I've made. But if you're a paper crafter, you can do much the same thing with just paper. All right, you guys go out and get yourself a magic rub eraser and start carving yourself some cool stamps, okay? And I'll make myself a note that in one of these upcoming streams, I will do some stamp carving so you can see how to make very precise straight lines. And it'll just have to be a demo because it won't take 2 minutes. Or if I come up with a cool design, I could cut some and send them out as Happy Mail. I think I actually like the erasers. I think they make a better image, quite frankly, than the carving material. I have some of each of the two. I would prefer carving and stamping with the magic rub erasers. So if you're on the fence about which product to buy, try, of course, size. The magic rubs have a size limitation, but as far as ease of carving and quality of image after you've carved it, I would say the magic rub, you just almost can't beat it. But you're limited to the size of the eraser, right? Did they mold? Did what mold? Oh, the quilts? No, they didn't get a chance to mold, CB, because Robert and I had a friend that was kind of in the restoration business, and we got dumpsters here in short order. And now the quilts, yeah, they had been in plastic and had been there for a couple of days. I just threw them away, CB. There was no way. I had a area rug, like a Persian rug. It was like an $8,000 rug. It was down there. It got wet. And Jeff was like, you know what? They'll never, ever be the same. They'd been in the plastic long enough that they had an odor. It was just, no, we're throwing it away. So what happened was I did have, obviously, an insurance claim. And of course, I was able to show proof of the area rug and stuff like that. And I just got paid out for all of it. So, yeah. The quilts were hard to determine. So I don't know how the estimator did it. I think it was like an average. He looked up quilts online and did an average of homemade, manufactured, I don't know how they did it, but whatever they did, I was okay with it. I was more heartsick than anything because I'd lost a lot of memorabilia, things that I'd saved through the years, letters from my pen pal and stuff like that. I mean, literally, I went down there and we massively trashed everything. I've got a couple of pieces of furniture that lived through it. Yeah, it was wool. And I did love it. I loved the rug. And the insurance, it was funny because I had forgotten about the rug, because we got rid of all the stuff before the insurance adjuster got here. And so some of it I was like doing from memory. And it was a few weeks before I remembered the area rug. And I still had the receipt from it. But he said, do you have, like the adjuster, he was kind of a little pissant, to be honest, but that was okay too. He said, do you have any pictures where it actually was being used? Because when my husband got the brain tumor and he was learning to walk again, I had to take up all the rugs because they were a hazard that he would trip over or fall over. So that's why the rug was down in the basement being stored until hopefully Jim could walk on rug again. And that was why it was down there. But the adjuster, I don't know if he thought I was trying to scam the insurance, and I'm sure he did because people do that all the time. But he wanted to see an actual picture where I had actually been using, I guess because he thought it was weird that, one, I came back so late with oh, wait, I have this rug down there in storage because of Jim's inability to walk. And, but anyway, I had to dig through everything to find out where, in fact, how that rug had been used in my house. And of course, it was under the dining room table. But man, I had to dig and and I can't blame insurance adjusters because people will scam them over and over and over again. I know they will, but I'm not a scam artist. I wouldn't try and get money back on a rug that I didn't own. That's just nonsense. And plus, I want to go to heaven. But, oh, that reminds me, Dee Dee knows this because I called her when I got home last Friday when I went to town for my Walmart pickup order and my iced coffee. I got pulled over, you guys. I was speeding. Down Main Street. And the crazy, stupid thing about that is usually Main Street, the traffic on Main Street is so busy. There's no way you're going to speed on Main Street. And for whatever reason, Friday morning when I'm tooling down Main Street, no cars in front of me. I'm not paying any attention at all. And I'm eager to get to Walmart so I can get over to get my iced coffee. And I ended up going 42 in a 30-mile-hour zone. And we drove by, and Robert said, that was a cop just there. And I looked down and looked at my speed, and I went, he's going to pull me over. And sure enough, wasn't even 30 seconds. He pulled out behind me and turned on his lights, and I pulled into the closest parking lot I could where we could get off the road safely. And he was such a nice young guy. He said, I clocked you going 42 and a 30. I said, man, normally I can't speed on Main Street. There's too many cars. I said, I just wasn't paying attention, but I'm not surprised. So, no, not in a 35, in a 30. And so, of course, I got in my driver's license and my insurance. They don't want to see your registration anymore, apparently. But anyway, I was actually kind of laughing because I thought, here I am. I've never, ever been pulled over since I moved to Oklahoma, which was 30 years ago. I can't believe after 30 years, these dopes finally caught me. I do try and be careful because I know, one, I don't want Robert driving. So I've got to keep my license. I don't want my insurance to go up. So I do try and be a little bit careful, But on Main Street, like if he'd have caught me on Highway 59, I would have been like, I speed here all the time. You just finally got lucky and caught me. But I told him, he did come back to the car and he said, well, young lady. And I just laughed at him because I'm hardly a young lady. He said, I'm going to cut you a break today. He said, I'm going to write you a warning. He says, you check out, everything checks out, you're good. And I said, you know what? I wouldn't have minded if you gave me a ticket for all the times that I probably have sped, or I know I sped, and you didn't catch me, that if you wrote me a ticket today, I would have felt like I deserved it. So we're good. He said, nah, you go ahead and have a good day. He said, take that home and frame it. I said, I'm going to send it to my son and tell him that I've turned into a criminal in my old age. So yeah, I'm a criminal now. I got myself a warning. And I was delayed getting my iced coffee by about 10 minutes. That took about 10 minutes to do that. But he had to look at my record and go, holy crap, she's not even been pulled over in over 30 years. Because I do try and be lawful, But occasionally, if I'm not paying attention, I'll speed. I got a ticket in Colorado. It was before I was married to Jim, so it was before 1986. And I'd stayed overnight at his house, and I was driving home like at 5 o'clock in the morning to go get ready for work. And it was completely dark, and there was not a car on the road other than me. And he lived, I was driving through the country. It wasn't like I was in the city or anything. And I know I slowed down. But anyway, I think I rolled through the stop sign. It was a 4-way stop. And you could see any light for miles around. And that chicken shit cop pulled me over. And rather than give me a warning, he wrote me a ticket. And honestly, there was not another car on the road. And that's why I was just like, you, my friend, are a chicken shit. You should have said, you got to stop whether there's cars or not. But in all reality, I don't need to be treated like a child, okay? I could see for miles and miles that there was nobody coming. I was not endangering myself or anybody else. But because you can collect money, you chicken shit, you're going to write me a ticket. Oh man, I was mad. But this guy was way cool because he could have, by all rights, collected, I don't even know what the fine for that kind of speeding would be, but my guess is it's higher than it's ever been because they use it for revenue generation, especially in small towns. Yeah, I think a warning is fair. Now, if I'd had 3 prior tickets, they should take my license away. But that's not the case. All right, I'm almost done here. I told you guys I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to torture you and do this, but now I have, so there you go. So now you know I'm a criminal. I don't think I would fit in over at county jail somehow. I think their food and their cleanliness would gross me out. Not that I'm a clean freak, but I laying in a bed that somebody else has slept in for 100 years. Yeah. That's what I was upset about late coffee. Yep. You think about $80, Joyce, that wouldn't surprise me. I would even say even higher than that. And there are some little towns in Oklahoma, Spavinaw is one of them. They have zero need for a cop. But when Bill Clinton did that initiative to get 100,000 cops on the road, all these small towns in Oklahoma qualified to get certified, which was laughable. They have zero training, but they became speed enforcers. And so the little town that my brother and Robert used to live in reduced the speed limit through the town to 25 miles an hour, and then had a cop sit there and just write tickets all day. And so you knew, don't speed in Spavinaw because they're just sitting over there generating revenue. And of course, the salary of the cop, because of the federal government, was being paid for. So, it was just free money for that small little town. Little town near me, Bernice, did the same thing. And it was, in my opinion, just absolutely citizen harassment. They just figured out a way to collect cash right out of your pocket. And some of the cops I heard were taking bribes. If the ticket was going to cost you, let's just use Joyce's number of 80. If you gave them 50, they wouldn't write you a ticket. So the cop in one of the small towns actually was arrested for sexual misconduct. So, yeah. Anyway, the whole thing was the biggest scam in the world. Well, then after this federal government initiative went away, these towns that would have had to pay the salaries of these cops because the federal government quit paying, of course, they had to get rid of the cop car and the cops because they weren't even paying their own salaries. It was just a big government money grab. That's the thing I hate. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But anyway, I got bitching about something that's old. Is this what I'm doing? I think it is. Come on, pen. Brand new white pen. Oh, what a treat. Okay, and I also outlined the gold on this one. And I think that's all I did on that. Is that all I did? Yeah, I did all the gold on all of them. Okay, so before I forget, while I'm thinking about it, and I already did on that one. Now I can do it like assembly line. I don't want to go fast or speed up too much and goof up the whole thing now. All right, Terry, would you mind looking at my work and seeing where I'm forgetting stuff? Because you're good at that. And then I'm going to call it a day so I can figure out what we're going to eat. I'm sick of eating and cooking, you guys. I'm just saying, if I could have one thing, it would be a cook. Get me a cook that would cook all the food that I want. All I have to do is think about it and boom, there it is. All right, so that one I think is all done, right? Right. You love to cook? Lisa, you're so lucky. I just think of it as freaking torture. All right, you guys, I'll finish this and I will post this on Instagram. I know I suck at posting stuff. Dee Dee tells me that all the time, and I pretty much know. But I will try and post this and give credit to Esoldo Designs. And Terry, I'll go check yours out. And you guys, I know your time is really valuable, and I appreciate you spending it with me. So thank you. It will do until you do something good. Dorothy, get your ass over in the corner right now, okay? Right now. CB, make sure she does it. All right, you guys. I'm out of here. My stomach's telling me go get something to eat. All right, you guys. I'll see you Wednesday at Dee Dee's. Or no, wait. I might see you tomorrow morning at Kathy. Well, no, wait. No, tomorrow I've got an appointment. Okay, see you Wednesday at Dee Dee's. Love you guys. See you. Bye.